Hello everyone. In this lesson, we will finish up the Contact Us page by making two big improvements to the contact form. First, we will learn how to save the submissions from the contact form into the WordPress database, so that way we can always view a copy of all visitor submissions from within our admin dashboard instead of having to rely solely on the emails that get automatically sent to us. And after that, we will finish up the lesson by learning how to protect our contact form from spam bots. Without further ado, let's start with our first goal. Let's learn how to save the contact form submissions into the WordPress database. Okay, so here I am on the home page of my website. And if I use the navigation menu to jump to the Contact Us page, currently, as of this moment, if a visitor fills out this contact form and hits send, behind the scenes, WordPress will send an email to the owner of this website with all of the data that the visitor input. And that can be great. We all know that email is very convenient, but email is not perfect, right? Sometimes you might accidentally delete an email, or your inbox might become super crowded, and it can become difficult to stay organized. So our goal right now is to customize this contact form so that in addition to sending us an email, it also saves the user's data into the WordPress database. So that way, instead of relying 100% on our email, we can always just jump into the admin dashboard and see a convenient, organized list of all contact form submissions. Now, out of the box, WordPress and the Contact Form 7 plugin do not offer that functionality. But, surprise, surprise, plugins can save the day. So let's go and install a plugin that will give us the exact behavior that we want. So let's jump over to our admin dashboard. From the sidebar, let's click on Plugins. We want to search for and install a new plugin. So up here, click on the Add New button. Let's use this top right search field, and I can tell you that the plugin we are looking for that will allow us to save contact form submissions into the database, the best plugin to get that job done is named Flamingo. So let's search for Flamingo. Here it is, the first result. It has over 100,000 active installs and a solid 4.5-star rating. So let's go ahead and click the Install Now button. Once that completes, then click Activate. And with that new plugin activated, if we look in our left-hand sidebar, we see a new item named Flamingo. Go ahead and click on Flamingo. Now, in my opinion, this screen is not very useful. So this Flamingo address book screen lives up to its name, and it simply shows you a list with people's name and email address, and these are all of the people that have either left a comment on our blog posts or have filled out our contact form. Again, I don't find this screen to be particularly useful. The real power of Flamingo is located on another screen. So in the left-hand sidebar, under the main Flamingo menu, in addition to address book, we also see a link named Inbound Messages. And that screen is what makes Flamingo so powerful. So go ahead and click on Inbound Messages. And from this screen, at the moment, we see no items found. And that's because we haven't had any contact form submissions take place since we just installed this Flamingo plugin. So let's give the Flamingo plugin a test. Let's jump over to the front end of our website and submit a test or sample contact form submission. So I will jump to the Contact Us page, scroll down, let me fill this form out. Click Send. Thank you for your message, it has been sent. But more importantly, if we jump back to the admin dashboard, and you can either refresh this screen or to get to this screen in the first place, under the Flamingo sidebar menu, click on Inbound Messages. And here we see that contact form submission that we just created. Now behind the scenes, I did just receive an email with this information. But like we mentioned earlier, email isn't always the ideal solution. So now we have another copy of that contact form submission right here. So I can go ahead and click on the subject line to view the full form submission. And now we get all of the info. So not only their name and email, but we can see what they're interested in. So graphic design, and we can see their body message. The sky is blue today. Perfect. And really, that's all there is to the Flamingo plugin. From this moment forward, you will now always have a universal, convenient location to read and review all of your contact form submissions. Okay, so we just completed our first goal for this lesson. Now let's change gears and work on protecting our contact form from spam bots. Let me jump back to the front end of my website so I can let you know what I'm talking about. So I'm sure you've seen this before. You're on a website and you're trying to fill out a form, and a lot of the fields look normal, but then you'll see a field where it asks you to solve a riddle or to type in a few words that look really distorted and twisted up and hard to read. The reason websites make you fill out weird fields like that is to prove that you're not a robot, to prove that you're not a spam bot, to prove that you're just an innocent human being trying to legitimately use the form. Those types of fields that present a riddle or some type of question are often referred to as a CAPTCHA. So our goal right now is to add a CAPTCHA field to our contact form so that only humans and not spam bots will be successful when they try to submit or send this contact form. Now, luckily for us, the Contact Form 7 plugin that we are using makes it very easy to implement a CAPTCHA field. So check this out. Back in our admin dashboard, in the left-hand sidebar, hover over the Contact option, and within the Contact menu that appears, click on Integration. Okay, so here we see something called reCAPTCHA. reCAPTCHA is one of the best spam bot protection CAPTCHA services in the world. It's a free service created by Google, and all we need to do is go to the Google reCAPTCHA website and sign up for a free account. Actually, we don't really need to sign up for anything because you can just log in with your existing Google or Gmail account, and then you will be just one click away from using reCAPTCHA. Okay, so here's what you need to do. Open a new tab in your web browser or a new window in your web browser and go to google.com, and then I want you to search for Google reCAPTCHA. So Google reCAPTCHA. It should be the first or second result. Basically, we're just looking for google.com/reCAPTCHA. So click on any link that begins with that URL. And then we're going to click on this button towards the top right that reads Get reCAPTCHA. Now it's important to note that you do need a Google account in order to use reCAPTCHA. Most people already have a Google account. So if you've ever used Gmail or YouTube or Google Drive or Google Docs, you already have a Google account. So just be sure that you're signed in to your Google account in your web browser, and then you will be able to follow along with these steps, no problem. Okay, so I'm currently signed in to my Google account, so I'm free to fill out this form. So for the label, it doesn't really matter. We can type anything we want here. I will just type the name of my website, so Learning WordPress, and just to stay organized, I will say Contact Form Page. Again, it doesn't really matter what we type here. It's just for your own organization. And then this field is important. So in this field, I want you to type in or copy and paste in the domain of your WordPress website. So let's use my website as an example. So back in this tab, we can see that my website lives at brads1.sgedu. Remember, I'm using SiteGround for my website, .site. Now the rest of this URL is just specific to the page I'm currently viewing, right? So I'm in the WordPress admin dashboard, etc., etc. But that's not important. Google just wants the domain name, and only this beginning part is the domain. So if you're like me and you're using SiteGround, it will just be yourname.sgedu.site. Or if you're using your own custom .com or .org, we are just interested in the root domain of your website. So I'm going to copy this part of the URL into my clipboard. And then back in the Google reCAPTCHA tab, I will just paste that into this field. And I'm actually going to remove the http:// at the beginning. And I will also remove the slash at the end. Okay, so now it's literally just my domain. And then go ahead and click this blue register button. All right, perfect. Now from this screen, we are interested in this area. So here we have two things, a site key and a secret key. Now I've blacked out my keys just for security reasons, but you will have your own unique key values here. And now we just need to plug in these key values into the contact form plugin. So right now within this first one, the site key area, within this box, go ahead and select and copy your site key value, copy it into your clipboard, and then jump back to the browser tab or window where you still have the WordPress admin dashboard open. If you can't remember how I got to this current screen, just look in your left-hand sidebar for Contact, and within the Contact submenu, click on Integration. Okay, and now that we've generated our own reCAPTCHA keys, we can just go ahead and click on this Configure Keys button. Here we see two fields. So the site key should already be in your clipboard. Remember, you just copied it. So go ahead and paste that in. And finally, we just need to enter our secret key. So jump back to the reCAPTCHA tab. And right here, you should see your secret key value. So select that and then copy it to your clipboard. Then jump back into the WordPress screen and paste it into the secret key field. Once you've done that, then click the Save button. All right, and now we are just one step away from having the CAPTCHA field appear on our contact form. Our final step is to edit the contact form. So in the left-hand sidebar, click on the main top-level contact button. At the moment, we only have the one form, so go ahead and click on that to edit it. And now, within this area, we just need to place our cursor where we want the CAPTCHA field to appear. It's totally up to you, but personally, I'm going to add the CAPTCHA in between the Your Message and the final Submit button. So I will place my cursor right about here. And now we can use these buttons up here and look for one named reCAPTCHA. So here it is towards the right-hand side, reCAPTCHA. Go ahead and click on that. Within this pop-up screen, we can leave all of the options set to their default value. And just go ahead and click this Insert Tag button down here. And really, all that did was add a shortcode right here where our cursor was, named reCAPTCHA. So technically, you could have just typed that in by hand. But either way, with this in place, let's go ahead and save our form. So in the right-hand sidebar, click the blue Save button. And now, if we jump back to the front end of our website and refresh the Contact Us page, if we scroll down a bit, here we see that CAPTCHA field. Now, because I'm currently logged into my Google account in this web browser, the Google reCAPTCHA service already sort of trusts me. So if I click this I'm not a robot link, it gives me the green success check mark, and it sort of just takes my word for it that I'm not a robot. And again, that's because I'm already signed into my Google account on this browser. However, what if a random stranger visits our website and tries to use our contact form? So I'm currently using Google Chrome as my web browser, but if I open up Mozilla Firefox, so in this browser window, I'm just a random stranger visiting this website. And if I go to the contact page and scroll down, here we see the CAPTCHA field, only this time if I click I'm not a robot, the reCAPTCHA service is going to make me prove that I'm not a robot. So here we see it gives us a little test or a quiz or a riddle. It says, select all squares with street signs. So I will click this square and then click next. Okay, again, select all squares with street signs. So I will click here, 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 here. You get the idea. And then click verify. Okay, cool. So I passed the test. And now that I passed that test and Google reCAPTCHA knows that I'm not a spam bot, I'm free to fill out this form and submit it. But if someone comes to our website and tries to fill out the form before completing the reCAPTCHA test, they will not be able to submit the form. So let's try that really quick. If I refresh this page and scroll down, and if I purposely leave this unchecked and I don't complete the quiz and just fill this out, subject test, message test, and I click send, we see this error message, please verify that you are not a robot. Perfect. So we have successfully protected our contact form from evil spam robots. And that's actually going to bring this lesson and this section on creating a contact page to a close. In our next lesson, we will learn about some of the most important WordPress settings. Customizing WordPress settings will let you create additional user accounts. So in addition to your main admin account, you could create additional accounts for friends or family or coworkers so they can help you manage the website. It should be a lot of fun. Let's keep things rolling, and I will see you in the next lesson.